from the University of La Verne. This is Foothill Community News.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Foothill Community News. I'm Jonathan Garcia. Topping our news today, rattled nerves caused by construction on Foothill Gold Line in La Verne. Students and faculty at the University of La Verne say some buildings on campus are shaking. I looked into what is causing the worries. Since August, construction workers have been digging and moving the earth along D Street and Arrow Highway to make way for the Gold Line extension. At points, the construction also caused the ground to vibrate like an earthquake. La Verne student Daniel Saldana felt the shaking during his first week back at school.
It really feels like you're in an earthquake. Maybe, I don't know what kind of earthquake, but it's kind of maybe, it's enough for you to kind of freak yourself out and wonder, is there an earthquake here happening right now?
The vibration could be felt across campus, in dorms and buildings adjacent to Arrow Highway, but it was strongest in the Arts and Communications building known as ACB. University of La Verne student Nicholas Ceballos has class in the ACB and said that the shaking was felt throughout his 3-hour-long class.
It's very distracting, and it's very hard for me to focus on my classes. So I'm like, this is not opportune at all.
The vibration was caused by machinery used to compact the soil beneath the railroad tracks. But the vibrations felt in ACB were a lot stronger than anyone in the building expected. Jason Miller is the Associate Vice President of Facilities at the university.
So ACB, as you know, sits right on the property line with the right-of-way of the railroad. And I believe that proximity and with the relocation of the track, it was so close, and also being in a basement, it actually intensifies.
The Metro Gold Line representative, Albert Ho, says that they have taken all of the precautions necessary to ensure the public safety.
We're actually, we're very sensitive to any complaints from our community because we actually don't want to have that big of an impact to people's, daily lives.
Miller says he's also inspected the ACB building for safety issues.
There is no concern. We walked the site, I walked the building. We walked and documented the building before. We're going to hire a structural engineer just to do a full assessment of the building afterwards, just to make sure that as a result of the construction activity next door, we don't have any damages as a result.
According to an official at the Gold Line Authority, the heavy compaction work is over for now, but they say if they need to perform heavy vibratory work in the future, they will let the university know in advance. The construction on D Street and Arrow Highway is scheduled to finish on November 1st. The group of people eligible to get a booster shot of the Pfizer vaccine just got bigger. The CDC is now recommending a third Pfizer shot for people 65 years or older and those 18 and older who have a high-risk medical condition. Those working in occupations and institutions that pose a risk of COVID exposure can also get a booster. The booster is available 6 months after receiving the second shot of the Pfizer vaccine. A special giveaway for the community. The Sowing Seeds for Life Food Pantry held a drive-thru event with food and school supplies for those in need. Reporter Rashana Taylor was on hand at the group's new location in Pomona.
More than 300 cars lined up for pre-packed boxes of items that included pasta, cheese, and canned goods, along with school supplies such as binders
and hand sanitizing wristwatches.
Help us, a lot. We don't make enough money and not enough hours for us now because of the COVID.
I heard about this when they had the sowing seeds over there at the fairgrounds. They didn't have it there again, so I looked online and I found out that you were here this year.
The Sowing Seeds for Life organization holds pantries on the first and third Wednesday of each month. Each car is given enough food to feed 2 to 3 families. Pomona resident Gilbert Petty is a regular user of the pantry every month, and it is something he needs.
We all need food, and so I have to show up here. Sometimes I get here at 6:30 in the morning and try to be number one. Sometimes I get a little late, and it's a long line,
With an eager team of volunteers, the nonprofit organization tackled their second drive-through pantry of the year at their new location, the Charisma Life Church in Pomona. Volunteer coordinator Bianca Tippett says that because of COVID restrictions, they had to switch to a drive-through pantry. The church's location provided the space they needed.
We needed the drive-through space. We used to do walk-ups, but our building could not handle that, so we needed to come and Charisma Life Church was able to provide us with this location.
Sowing Seeds for Life will be having several more drive-through pantries this year. The next one will be October 5th, and their biggest one of the year takes place on December 8th. You can go to their website, sowingseedsforlife.org, to go help donate or to help volunteer. Reporting for Foothill Community News, I'm Rashonda Taylor.
When we come back, a familiar auto event makes a flashy return to Laverne, and a look at upcoming events in the community. We'll be right back.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
The long-awaited Cool Cruise Car Show made a hot return to Old Town Laverne last month. Reporter Valerie Valadez has the highlights.
After a year of closures and COVID lockdowns, the Cool Cruise Car Show rolled back into Old Town Laverne this month. People were finally able to get out and enjoy some live music and share their passion for antique cars with people from across the region.
We come all the way from Woodland Hills to support the show here in Laverne. It's a great town, it's in a great venue. Beautiful people here.
This year's car show was a special treat for visitors. It's been canceled 4 times in the last 18 months because of COVID. Now that it's back, it's stronger than ever, with 800 vintage cars, dozens of vendors, and a vaccination booth for attendees to take advantage of. Event organizer Craig Hosel says he's been doing car shows for 45 years, but this particular show is very special.
What the car shows bring out are the people. The car owners are the best in the world.
Despite the extreme heat, people couldn't help but dance to the music. Families strolled around while some sat and watched crowds enjoy the atmosphere. Steve Toothaker of Claremont says this show is probably his 12th show and never misses it.
To a car guy, this is great, and it's fun to see a lot of these old cars in the condition that they're in, and to even know that they're still out there. And it's great to see the people out enjoying these sort of things.
Attendee Maria Madrid of Pomona says she made it a tradition to come to this event due to its diversity.
Well, the favorite part of this whole thing is that it does bring the community together, and you see people of all different races, that it's irrelevant to where you come from, what city you live in, or what race you are. The automotive community is just so inclusive of everybody.
The Cool Cruise Car Show isn't just about exhibiting antique cars. Organizer Hosel says it's also about giving back to the community. There's a food bank and a raffle where all the funds go to the Canine Police Foundation.
We were able to get a dog in about a year, and that's with the pandemic. And just the car culture here and the car fans here have really showed up and helped us out a lot.
If you missed the fun, you can check out photos of the event at flyingdeuces.com. Reporting for Foothill Community News, this is Valerie Valadez.
Looking for something to do? There's lots going on around town. As Halloween approaches, give your child the chance to win prizes and show off their creative skills in the City of Laverne Halloween Coloring Contest. Children from ages 3 to 12 are eligible. You can pick up a coloring sheet at the city's Community Services Department on D Street. The coloring sheets must be turned in by October 7th. It's that time of year. The Claremont Village Arts and Crafts Fair is back. Friends and families are invited to enjoy live music and amazing food as they explore some 500 arts and crafts booths in the village. The fair takes place on October 23rd from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get your dog ready for the community pack walk on Saturday, October 23rd at Benelli Regional Park in San Dimas. Let your dog exercise while you socialize surrounded by nature. The walk will begin at 9 a.m. and leave from the park's headquarters. The Pomona Swap Meet and Classic Car Show only happens 7 times a year, and you can catch it again on Sunday, October 17th. It's the perfect place to find all the car parts and accessories you need at low prices. The swap meet takes place at the Pomona Fairplex and is open from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. Admission is $15 per person, children 12 and under are free. It is cash only, or you can purchase ahead of time at PomonaSwapMeet.com. A fall favorite is back. The Laverne Heritage Foundation Pumpkin Patch returns October 8th through October 30th. You will be able to choose from hundreds of pumpkins, hitch a ride on tractors, play games, or take the perfect family pictures. Admission is free. Take part in a performance and community conversation to commemorate the 150th anniversary of the LA Chinatown Massacre, one of the worst race riots in West Coast history. The event takes place on October 21st at Bowling Green Scripps College in Claremont. The event starts at 6 p.m. and admission is free. That's it for now. On behalf of everyone here at Foothill Community News, we thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.